Hello everyone, welcome back to RPIT Academics. I am AVIKA, working as an assistant professor in RPIT Technical and Medical Campus, Bastada, Karnal. Today we are going to discuss about the methods to minimize the errors. So how can we minimize the errors occurred during the experiment? So first of all, we can do the calibration of instruments and apparatus. Second is personal or skilled person is required, choosing the suitable and usable materials. Next is exhausted the impurities, contamination, study chemical evaluation and analysis, and the last one is proper methodology. So we can eliminate or minimize the errors occurring during an experiment. So next is our impurities in pharmaceuticals. So, what does an impurity mean? It is defined as the presence of unexpected or undesired material during any procedure and may alters the final product. The substances that are used in the pharmaceutical should be pure enough to be used safely, but it is difficult to obtain an absolute pure substance. Generally, the impurities is the accidental factor and sometimes it depends on the several method of manufacturing and types of crystallization of purification processes. Most of the impurities causes the harmful effect in the pharmaceutical preparation, so it is challenging task for pharmaceutical to remove the impurity. Alternatively, a reasonably acceptable purity can be achieved by controlling various sources or reasons that add to the impure nature of an active pharmaceutical ingredient or drugs as well as excipients used in the pharmaceutical formulation. Pharmacopoeia have fixed the limits for their impurities. So, what are the various sources of impurities? Impurities may enter or formed in a drug substance during any of the following three stages. First, during the manufacturing process, second, during the purification process and the processing, and the third one is during storage. So, how does an impurity get indulged during manufacturing? We can look here. First of all, during manufacturing, if we are using the raw material, impurities present in the raw material may be carried through the manufacturing process to contaminate the final product. Impurities such as arsenic, lead, heavy metals, chlorides associate in the manufacturing unit. For example, rock salt contains some amount of calcium sulfate and magnesium chloride. So, this sodium chloride prepared from the source will contain traces of calcium and magnesium compounds. Next is reagents used in the manufacturing process. The quality and purity of reagents used for the manufacturing of drug substances are very important. If reagents used in the manufacturing process contain some impurities, these may find entry into the final products. Next is solvents used in the manufacturing process. Naturally, it is important that solvents play an important role to the main reagents as most of the chemical reactions involved in the processes are solvent based. So, if proper quality or purity of solvents is not assured, they may lead to the impurities. Solvents like toluene and butanol contain water as an azeotrope, so alcoholic solvents also may be contaminated with water. Next is our reaction equipment. The reaction vessel which we are using may be metallic or mild steel with glass lining. So some solvents and reagents employed in the process may react with the metals of the reaction vessel, so leading to their corrosion and passing traces of metal impurities into the solution and hence contaminating the final product. Next is intermediate products in manufacturing process. Sometimes intermediates which are produced during the manufacturing may be carried out through the final product as impurity. Next is manufacturing hazards. In industrial areas, the atmosphere is contaminated with dust particles, silica glass, carbon glass. So during the manufacture of pharmaceutical products, these impurities may enter the final product and alters the product potency. Next is during purification and processing. often it is, if not properly controlled, impurities also get added during the purification process, mainly through the purifying reagents, solvents or vessels used. Reagents used to remove impurities. Sometimes some chemicals are added to remove the or precipitate out the another substances. This may be also the main reason for the impurity, and it also give rise to source of impurity. Next is solvents used in the process of purification. Solvents which are used for the purification process can also be the source of impurities. These solvents range from organic solvents to acid and of course water. And next is contamination due to vessel and equipments, filters, centrifuges, dryers, etc., which are used for the purification process. If the vessels are defective or not properly cleaned and dried, they may add impurities like metallic iron, rust, glass particles, etc. Next is our during storage and packaging. Sometimes there are errors in the packaging material during the process of packaging or filling and sealing proper material, which can ensure complete foolproof packaging without access to the atmosphere and light, will ensure the stability of the product. Next is faulty packaging process. Most of the pharmaceutical packaging processes are assembly lined automated process, generally involving pressing and sealing with the heat. If the press parameters are not optimized or tempered with, then it may lead to the contamination and can be hazards. Now, if we look for the effects of impurities, what does impurities affect or what does they do? Impurities are sometimes harmless but are present more than certain limit, then it lower the active strength of the substance. The therapeutic efficacy of the drug also altered by the impurities. Impurities may bring about an incompatibility in the original substance and which can cause the deterioration of the substance. Some impurities take direct participation in the chemical reaction and change the chemical behavior of the original substance. And sometimes impurities, even when present in traces, may show a cumulative toxic effect after a certain period. Some impurities promote the microbial growth and that are responsible for the deterioration of the substance. Some impurities may be able to catalyze the degradation, thereby shortening the shelf life of the drug substance. So, this was all about the impurities. In the next video, we will talk about the limit test, that is, the limits which are specified by the pharmacopoeia. So, we will discuss that in next video. Till then, have a nice day. If you like the video, please share and subscribe our channel.